Okay, so as promised, I'm going to show you guys how to do some pin curling with a hair straightener rather than actually setting your hair. So it's a much quicker and easier way to actually achieve a vintage style. Obviously with something like my hair, it's really quick and simple because it is short and it's very, very processed. So when I curl my hair and brush it out, it's going to do exactly what I want. But for people with longer hair or much more natural hair, then you probably want to apply a setting lotion before you actually use these techniques, and you probably are going to need to work it a little bit more. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab a pit comb and a clip to separate your hair, and I'm going to go through and take out the first section of my hair and just fasten it back so it's out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to take my straightener, and I'm using a mini straightener here, so a little mini beveled edge flat iron, and you're going to start to curl one section of your hair, and the first section that you do, you're going to curl in one direction in sections about an inch or so thick. So the first one I'm going to do is wrap under and curl towards me. So this is the same effect that you would do if you were actually pin curling, where you'd be winding your hair up and setting them. Make sure you get any tiny little straight bits that you've missed. Okay, so there's your first row. Take out your clip and take the same section about an inch wide and separate. Okay, so for this section of hair, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to curl it back on itself so it's being curled in the opposite direction. So curling up and back. When you have really long hair, it can actually be quite difficult to remember which way you've been curling in, so just make sure that you've got your eye on the ball and not confusing yourself. Okay, so I'm going to complete the rest of my hair by doing this method. Because my hair is so short at the back, I'm just simply going to curl it under and brush it out so it sits in a nice bowl. But if you have long hair, you're going to do the same thing all the way around. Now you're probably going to start at the back with long hair, so you're going to section out your two front sections and then sectioning through the back as you go. Once you've done the back, when you do the sides, you have to marry up from the ear to the nape of the neck. So you'll have to count up how many rows marry up to the ear and make sure that you're curling in the same direction so that when you brush it out, the wave actually sits in form. Okay, so I've gone through and completed the rest of those curls. So you can see I've started rolling under and then over and then under, and repeated that all the way up to the top of my head till I've got these barrel style curls. Now on this side, because my hair is so short, I've just rolled both sections under so it just sits in a nice little finger wave rather than a kink. So the next thing you need to do is take your hairspray, so something with a bit of holes to it, and just give it a good spray. And just allow that to set for the minute. And then you need to take your round vent brush. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to drag the brush through the hair until it actually flicks out into a bit of a fuzz. Like so. And what we need to do here is go back to our tail comb, and we need to manipulate the hair into the right shape that we want. So just softly try to follow the wave, and you need to manipulate the ends till you form these little kiss curls. Now, as I said, because my hair is so short and so processed, this style is very easy for me to achieve. It will take people with longer hair a lot more time to manipulate. Now, the main thing we actually want to focus on is creating our peekaboo S curl here. So this is where you want to take your tail comb and really form this into a heightened peak. So I'm back combing that section. To manipulate it into the shape that I want. Now, like I said, I am doing this very quickly just for the sake of demonstration purposes, but you really want to take your time to create the actual shape that you're looking for. Once you've created the desired shape, give it a good spray, especially around this fringe area because you really don't want that to move. Try not to spray yourself in the eye like I just did. And there you have it, basic pin curling with a hair straightener. Nice easy way to create a vintage style for today's modern pin-up girl.